Hello, how are people doing? Oh, I hope you guys are having a good day. Switch on over there. Oh, I can turn on this light too. Hello! How is everybody doing today? I might turn the music down just a little bit for me, which will also turn it down for you. For some reason, I find it very distracting to try and listen to music and talk at the same time. It's like trying to walk and chew bubblegum. That's the whole old... Wouldn't be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. That's the old saying, right? Oh, but yes. What are folks up to today? We've got some stuff to ink. We've got some dice that we're going to get the numbers filled in on. I have some ideas of colors I want to do for these, I think. But I'll get opinions, of course, from you guys. I do also need to film, like, at least one, probably, of each of the dice, inking them. So I've got my camera for that. But we don't need to worry about that quite yet. But I can give you a little bit of a rundown of what the plan is. Hopefully everything is sounding good. Hopefully my microphone's not doing weird things again. What's going on here? Oh. Let's fix that. Not pull on that cable. So we're finishing up the last few dice for well, not the last, but I'm catching up on Patreon rewards, and these are the last ones I really need to get caught up on. I have February. This is all the way through January, and I've got other ones sitting over there that are already done that we've done before, and then I'll finally be able to ship things off. And then I just have February's that are already made, and I just need to sand and ink, but that means I'm caught up, so that's very exciting. I don't remember which month is which, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We've got, first of all, some red ones. Here, manually focus. Oh, it decided to focus. I feel like things never want to focus how I want, but we've got red ones that have roses in them. Unfortunately, a couple of them, and this is a problem I run into with flowers occasionally, a couple of them, the rose, you can see, kind of intersected the side. Oh my gosh. Let me just switch to manual focus just a second. But you can see there, the stem of the rose intersected the side. I don't think... as long as the person doesn't get it wet, I think it'll be okay. That really is part of the reason that there's a problem there, is because I put these in my sonic cleaner to clean them with water, and that messed up the resin a little bit. There's only 2 of them though that have that issue. The rest of them are fine. So I've taken to making one extra die on all of these. So one of those, whichever one is the worst, I'll keep for myself. But we've got those. We've got some kind of pastel-y, sparkly ones. I'm not 100% sure on a color for these yet. I'm thinking white. I'm not sure if I should do like a flat white, a shimmery white, or even like a shimmery white that kind of shimmers pink. It's kind of hard to see that on camera, but that's the paint there. Looks white, shimmery white, and then it has kind of a pink glint to it, which could work with, the blue and the pink and the yellow in there. I was debating blue as well. I feel like this has a lot of yellow and stuff in it, so I don't know how... It has a lot of yellow in it with the gold, so they feel kind of yellow, and I wouldn't mind doing a color to kind of offset that a little bit. So I could do like blue numbers as well. Not sure on those. And then last up, I've got some spacey ones. Dark blue, and they've got some little stars and things, and various glitter on the inside. I'm thinking to match the stars and the glitter and everything on the inside of these, I'm going to do like a combo of like silver and gold, just kind of like randomly, mixed around in there. But I think that's the plan. We'll start with the red ones. For the red ones, I want to try doing red on red. I was thinking this color. It's like a red color that then shimmers gold. And I think it'll match it nicely where it's like a very similar red tone, and then hopefully when the light catches it, it'll have that gold shimmer to it. So I think that'll be pretty. But let's start. We'll start one of these, see how we're feeling it, and then we can decide from there if it's definitely what we want to do. Okay, there we go. But I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be a nice red on red color. Sometimes I try to do things. Oh, actually, that stands out more than I thought it would. I was gonna say, sometimes I do colors that I think will stand out nicely and it'll be nice and legible and readable. And then sometimes I go for things that are like a little bit more subtle that I just think will look nice. And I was thinking this was going to be on the subtle end of things, but that might work actually. I'll show you in just a second. Let's see if it'll focus up close. I might have to manually focus it again. Just a moment here. Yeah. I think that might be nice. So, oh, this one has a little bubble right there too, unfortunately, but it doesn't intersect with the flower. It's not too big. You can see it there. So I'm not too worried about that one. But I think that'll be pretty. I think that'll be pretty. Sure. We'll get this dye completely filled in then and go from there. It might change a little bit as it dries, so we'll see. I am excited to get caught up on these. For those that don't know, I did a thing in August where I did a video a day with all sorts of different art projects and things, and it took me like 3 months basically to actually do a video a day. I didn't do them all in August. I did it in the month leading up to August and August. And everything else kind of got shoved to the wayside, which included all of my Patreon reward dice, which is what these are. So now I'm finally getting caught up on them. Oh, I'm kind of down here. There we go. I'm finally getting caught up on them now in March. So I'll be happy to just be able to focus on one set of Patreon dice a month instead of trying to get 7 of them done. Not least of all because I feel bad making people wait so long for things that they should have had sooner, but also just so that I don't need to be, I can focus on other things. I've been thinking about what other things I might want to do, because I decided that doing YouTube videos is, I really enjoy making videos, but I feel like I've decided to put all my eggs in one basket again. So I'm debating doing, like, I don't know, I've been trying to think into, like, other ideas. I was looking up, like, Skillshare classes. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts or information on that, or any opinions, but I was thinking that might be fun to do. Because I feel like kind of the two things that I enjoy doing, there's more than just two things that I enjoy doing, but I've just kind of fallen into and have discovered that I enjoy, like, career-wise, I guess, is art and, like, education. I enjoy doing both of those things, which is lucky because those are my 2 jobs, but, might be fun to design, like, a dice-making course for Skillshare. I don't know. I've never used it before. I just know that it's a place that people post, like, specifically, like, art tutorial type things. It's a paid thing. Like, people pay to be able to view these classes and stuff, but I could probably sign up to create classes and then I'd get paid for them. That'd be kind of nice. Assuming people would actually watch them. I don't know. I was looking into it a bit. Was it on Monday or was it last week? I'm trying to remember if it was this last Monday or the Monday before that. I think it was this last Monday. I did not look through all of the stuff, but it's kind of on my to-do list to actually read through everything. I was just doing kind of a preliminary look, just to see what sort of stuff they had. It didn't look like they had any, specifically... Should I move you guys a little bit closer? Let's move you guys a little bit closer. You're kind of far out. There we go. That's better. Now maybe you can actually see what I'm working on. I didn't see any, like, dice making. Or, like, there's a little bit of resin, but I didn't see any dice making, classes on there. So I don't know if there's not a need for it, or if there's just, it's an untapped niche. All the dice makers out there, you didn't hear that. Let me get there first. That's a joke. You can do that if you want to. But I feel like that could be cool. I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out my schedule. That's really what it comes down to, is just time. Like, when am I going to work on things, and what do I want to put my time towards? The, video I'm working on editing at the moment is taking forever, which I kind of expected. It's kind of a strangely put together video. There's a lot of pieces to it. Who's texting me? Ah, it's a normal group chat. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. What was I talking about? That's a story of my life right there. Oh dear. Might need to move the group chat. They're buzzing away. Yeah, I think this red's gonna be nice. I was debating between red and gold, so this kind of works out perfectly because it's kind of between the two. It's red and then it shimmers gold. Perfect. Alright, we're almost done with this one. And then I think I'll film the next one of these. Might as well get that out of the way. Try not to block your guys' view too much. Oh, I was talking about the video that I'm in the process of editing. That's right. Just, it's got a lot of pieces to it. I still need to... I'm in the process of editing it, and while I'm editing, I'm realizing things that I need to go back and do voiceover for. So I'm slowly making kind of a list while I edit of the things that I need to go back and add. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really pretty, actually. Let me put it on the focus, the manual focus again. Where is it? There we go. It's got, I mean, the faces need cleaned off a little bit because I've got some of the paint there, but I think the red on red's nice. Very subtle. All right. Uh-oh. Is my microphone doing weird things again? We good? Okay, I think we're good. Alright, let me get some of this stuff out of the way a little bit so I can get my camera up here so we can ink the next one on camera. Also, let me change the focus back. There we go. Welcome to How I Film Videos. These ones are always a little bit funny, the Patreon ones, because I'm doing vertical videos, which means my camera is like completely sideways. I don't do it on my phone, like vertical videos were obviously meant to be done. And if you want to see the filming process, I can back you up a little bit. You can see. Here's how it works. I probably could actually zoom in a little bit. Manual zoom. Trying to get things vertical so that they're not showing the legs of the tripod. There we go. Alright. Let's do one of the ones that doesn't have the weird problem with the back of it. These are good. Alright. Yeah, this camera here, this little camcorder is absolutely caked in resin and paint and all of those fun things. Because I'll just grab it while I'm working on things and move it around. So, and I mean, that's why I use this camera, is because this is my resin and messy things filming camera. I use a different camera for taking photos and doing all of my final, shots of things, of how things turn out. Use a slightly nicer camera for that. Zoom in. Like I was saying, I want a few different shots. I like having options when I go to edit. I think I need to maybe change my editing workflow a bit. I feel like that might be part of my problem. It takes me so long to edit. But I think some of it is because I look through all of my footage instead of, like, making a plan and then just using the footage for the plan. Hi, Cobra. How's it going? Is my microphone working right? Or is it doing weird things? Hopefully I didn't break it just then. It looked like it was doing weird things on the box, though. English muffin pizza. Sounds pretty good. I'll do dinner after I'm done streaming. That's how things tend to go. Sounds like the plan tonight is to do a bunch of disparate pieces of random foods. And then we can eat them how we want. Oh, it's been windy here recently, too. I mean, we get a fair amount of wind. And honestly, it wasn't we had a wind advisory. It really was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. For the wind advisory, I would have expected it to be worse. 85 miles. Oh gosh, 85 mile an hour wind gusts is crazy. I think our wind advisory was only for up to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. And like I said, it wasn't too bad. I don't know that it ever got that bad. But yeah, 85. My goodness. I think here I can go from this angle. This shows my keyboard, which I don't want. I don't want to hold this. There we go. Tore up a chunk of gutter from the building, and another one lost some flashing from the roof, too. Oof. I realize that you guys aren't going to be able to see very well for a second, but just give me Give me a moment to do some weird camera angles. I think we can call that good for this one. Finish up this die together. Okay, let's get you a little bit closer. That's good. Sorry, didn't mean to jiggle you around too much there. No, we've had such a mild winter, honestly. I was surprised. It was actually like a little bit chilly today. Right now it's 73 degrees out. Tomorrow night it'll be 21. That's... What? Your weather is all over the place. It needs to make up its mind. I said it was chilly this morning. By that I meant it was like 36. It does get colder than that here, but it's been such a mild winter. It really hasn't gotten that cold. That's a big change, though, between 70... I mean, that kind of explains the wind, honestly. All the pressure changes because of all of the differences in just the heat differential. That's pretty crazy. Alright, get that. Welcome to Ohio. The Whose Line of States. Apparently. Yeah, I feel like some places it's just like, well, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Seems to be. Things tend to be fairly consistent here. Where I'm at. It's hot in the summer, cold in the winter. Snows occasionally, rains occasionally. Gets windy, but it's not usually a huge shock. Alright, take it all the sides. Yep. My goodness, I'm gonna need to clean these sides off. I've got little bits of paint on a lot of these sides. But yeah, I like the red. It's kind of subtle, but I like it. So I've started a new D&D campaign with the group I've been playing with. Or, I mean, we've started, I suppose. Our previous DM is so excited that he's not DMing this one. We had a session 0, and then we had our first, like, actual session yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Met up, and I'm playing a, like, squirrely wizard guy who's working on his 3rd PhD, and I am delighted, or I guess I was delighted to find out that one of the other player characters is also a researcher from a rival school. I'm like, yes! We were having a great time being pissed at each other. like me and the other person that's playing this character, we were having a great time having our characters not get along at all. And, like, I can tell that we're both having a good time, because, like, they're both researchers, so occasionally one of us would be like, oh, this is really interesting, come look at this, come look at this! We're both standing around, like, looking at this fascinating thing. We're like, oh, but what about this? What about this? And then we go right back to, like, casting fear on each other. Calling each other rude names. We'll see how long it takes the rest of the party to get fed up with us, though. An actual squirrel and wizard hat. I should have. Well, you know, maybe a polymorph will go wrong in the future, and that can be his future. That's what eventually happens to him. I did also discover, and I don't know if this will come into play at all or not, but our fighter has a higher intellect than me. And it's because they're doing, like, a subclass that requires intellect, but it's like, wait a minute. Why is my wizard not the smartest? He's a wizard. Possible familiar idea. Oh, that's true. That is a good idea. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a familiar or not, but that would be pretty good. I do think, to be fair, I might go that direction. I think I want to kind of focus on, like, conjuration magic. And I think that falls under, I think Find Familiar falls under conjuration. Although there's not, like, a subclass for, like, a conjuration wizard, which makes me kind of sad. But I feel like my guy is very interested in, like, extraplanar spaces and multiplanar travel and that sort of stuff. You just poke stuff with sticks in D&D generally. I played a barbarian last campaign, which is part of the reason I went wizard. I'm like, last campaign I just hit things with a big stick, which was a good time. Don't get me wrong, I had a good time. But it's like, I don't know if I've done I don't know if I've ever played a full caster or not in D&D. And I kind of want to give it a shot. I don't think I used any spells this first meet, but we were mostly just kind of wandering around, getting a feel for the characters. It does kind of feel like this might be a somewhat, like, character-driven campaign. I didn't really, like, RP much with in the last campaign. I was just vibing. But seems like maybe the expectation here is that we've got a little bit more character stuff going on. You played a paladin who specialized in spears. You kind of homebrewed a spear version of a Holy Avenger. Oh, yeah. I am wondering if I can look up something and do some sort of conjuration, like find a conjuration wizard subclass. Talk to the DM about it. Or look at the current subclasses and come up with, like, some sort of thing that would be, you know, similar in strength to the other existing subclasses. I did a thing at one point where I, well, it was originally D&D races. I did, like, a spreadsheet thing where I was attempting to create, like, a formula almost for generating new D&D races. Where different things had different... Oh, there's a cat at my window. Different things had different, like, values. Okay, just a second. Let me let a cat in real quick, and then we'll finish up the last two dice here. Give me a moment. Oh. Hi, buddy. Come on. Get in here. You're ready. You gonna do all my dice syncing for me? Did I wake you up by getting up? Back onto the edge of my chair I go. D&D setting, D&D story set in Candyland. That'd be pretty fun, though. To be fair, the setting of this place is really interesting. The DM has created an interesting setting where it's like a bunch of islands that are all surrounding the Aether Sea in like a sphere. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see what the setting has to offer. I'm on the edge of my seat. My goodness. Let me just lock the focus here because it keeps moving. There we go. Yeah, I have two cats that like to lay on the back of my seat. And I would much rather I be sitting on the back of my seat. At a certain point, my back's not very happy about having to sit perched and hunching over weird instead of leaning back. I'll probably get things inked and then get up and move around a little bit. I was working yesterday on... I've rearranged some things in my house. I can tell you all about that. It's completely unrelated to D&D, but we put new flooring in the basement, and so we've been setting that up as kind of a like hanging out space. So we got the TV there, and you know, some sitting area and stuff. So it's gonna be probably kind of the hangout spot. So we were talking about putting a table in there. Because we're like, well, it could also be kind of like the hosting spot, you know, when we have friends over for games and things, we could do it in there. What are you doing, cat? Cat, stop messing with my puzzle. Another cat has joined. I'm glad she stopped. She kind of slid a thing that I had over my puzzle. That probably would have fallen on the ground. We had put like it was kind of a temporary solution table in there. And then we're like, we really don't like this table in here. So what we've done is we have moved the dining table down there. Like the table from my dining room is now in my basement. And I'm so happy with this decision. My house is set up really weird. Part of the reason I like my house is because it's weird. It was built by the people who lived here last, and it's not cookie cutter at all. It's very unique, and in some ways it's nice. It's fun. Like I've got all sorts of fun like built-in cabinetry and stuff, which is really cool. I have a full-length mirror in my bedroom, and if you pull on it, it's actually like a door, and it opens up and has shoe storage behind it. There's just some cool built-in things in my house. But my house is like so not navigable. Oh, are you getting up or are you just turning around? Oh, I think she's just turning around, unfortunately. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, anyways, my dining room is kind of like the center room of my house. If you want to go anywhere in my house, you kind of walk through the dining room. It's more of a passageway than like a place that you necessarily want to sit and eat dinner. I don't know. My brother and I never sit in there to eat unless we have people over. And like I was saying, we're talking about doing that in the new basement space that we've got all fixed up and nice. So it's like, well, let's just move the dining room table down there. Might as well. Something that I'm trying to do more is set things up in a way that is the most usable for us, the people that live here, as opposed to the way that things are supposed to be set up. I feel like there's a certain amount of, oh, well, this is supposed to be the dining room, so there has to be a dining room table in there. And it's like, no, it really doesn't. So I went and we moved the dining room table out, and I did some cleaning yesterday, some vacuuming and stuff, and sweeping, and moved some furniture around. So now I have like a shoe rack and a coat rack, and we're gonna have some sort of little spot that we can set things, and a bench in there so that, you know, you can sit and put on shoes. And I like it so much. It's so much nicer. That the space is so much more usable, it feels like. I do kind of want to figure out... I'm gonna move the recycling bins in there, too. Because I think it'll be much easier for us to toss the recycling in, and then it won't end up, like, piled up on the kitchen counter. You know, it's like... I gotta walk all the way over to... put something in the recycling. It's like, well, or I could just leave it on the kitchen counter. So it ends up left on the kitchen counter, but if we put it there, it'll be right off the kitchen, and we can just toss it in there. It's just in the middle of everything. So, yeah, I think it was a good decision to rearrange things. I do somewhat worry, I mean, I still have quite a bit of cleaning to do in that room. I really only got like half of the room cleaned up. The other half kind of has stuff just stacked in it at the moment. I've got a lot of random stuff in my house. I need to go through and probably get rid of some stuff and toss some stuff. I especially end up with so many papers. Because it's like, I never know what papers to keep and what papers to get rid of. So, I need to sort through a lot of stuff. But I now have a place to hang up jackets and to put my shoes. They're not just in the middle of the dining room floor anymore. It does kind of have me thinking about, like, what are some other things, I guess, in the house that... How can I make it a better, more usable space for me as opposed to just having it set up how it's supposed to be set up? That's in quotes. I don't know if there are a lot. That's probably the main one. Just trying to, like, think of, like, how do I use the space that I live in currently? And how can I, like, change things to better reflect how I currently use it and want to use it? Just naturally. Alright, one more. I'm also just working on cleaning at the moment. My house has gotten very messy. So I've decided recently that Saturdays are just going to be my cleaning days. So I work in the morning on Saturday. Not for a lot of hours. I think I work 4 hours in the morning on Saturday. And then I'm coming home and I'm sitting for like an hour. And then I'm picking a room in the house or a space in the house and going, okay, let's clean this. And it's so nice to get these spaces cleaned up. It just feels so much nicer to live in. Even though I haven't done a lot of it. Even just the little bit that I've done, I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's nice to live in, like, a clean house that I can navigate. That doesn't have so much cat hair everywhere. I do think maybe we could use a little bit, like a little room, or not a little room, a little table for that room. Just because, like, that was kind of what the dining room table ended up, like, the dining room table in there was really just a storage space. Because, like I said, it's in the middle of the house. So whenever there's something that was like, oh, I need to take this downstairs at some point, and I don't feel like doing it right this second, it would just get stacked up on the table in the middle of that room. But I feel like since that table's gone, I might need somewhere to, like, set stuff that needs to go somewhere at some point. But we'll figure that out. I think maybe like a little coffee table or something. Little bit at a time. Man, I feel like houses get dirty so fast, though. Because I started with my bedroom, and I went and picked things up off the floor, and vacuumed, and it's like, man, I feel like I need a vacuum again already. I only cleaned it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I haven't even gotten to all the other rooms in my house yet, since I'm going room by room. I imagine that once I actually get things more, like, cleaned, it might be easier to keep things that way. Then my Saturdays can just become vacuuming days, and I just vacuum all of the rooms, or, you know, stuff like that, instead of going room by room. But at the moment, I'm just going one piece at a time, just so I don't get overwhelmed. If I tried to do a vacuuming day right now, I just wouldn't do it. It'd be too much. Because I've got so much clutter and stuff on the floors. Oh, you know what I want to do? So in the dining room, dining room is now in quotes because it's no longer the room for dining. It's the kind of the transition room. Vestibule. Is that a good word? Is that an accurate word? Is that an accurate word? What's a vestibule? I'm just Googling the word vestibule, just, Oh, a vestibule is a small entrance hall, lobby, or transitional passage located between an outer door and the main interior of a building. So it's technically like the entryway. But I mean, that's kind of, it's in the middle of, it's not at the entryway really, it's kind of in the middle of the house. But it's kind of it's serving the same purpose, right? It's like a lobby. We'll call it the vestibule, sure. I don't know if it's completely accurate, but it's a fun word to say. I am accepting other suggestions for what I should call this new transitional room. We're about to say that it wasn't quite accurate, or I'll call it the we could call it a liminal. Let's see, liminal something. That's really what liminal means. It's just transitional, right? Like a liminal space. It's come to mean like a stuff because there's been, you know, all sorts of games and things. But I believe it just means it's a transitional space. So like an airport, yeah, is a liminal space. Oh, you just said liminal space too. I don't know if you've said that. The problem is that there's such a delay on these videos. I'm not sure. You probably typed that before you heard me say liminal space. Exactly. Yeah, the backrooms and stuff has kind of changed the meaning of it. Which, I mean, language is transient in nature. It changes. That's what makes it a living language, not a dead language like Latin. It's the fact that it changes. But I think dictionary definition, liminal just means, you know, like an airport. An airport is a liminal space. A gas station in the middle of a highway is a liminal space. I believe that, I think there's, you know, a reason that we as people find those spaces fascinating. Like there is something that's kind of otherworldly about those like airports and spaces where no one stays there. I mean, you know, if I talk about like a gas station, there's people that work there and stuff, but like the general sense of the place is that it's a temporary space, even though the space itself is permanent. Something very, very strange about that. It kind of exists outside of time almost. You're kind of there, but you're kind of not. Liminal spaces are transitional or in-between places, such as empty hallways, airports, or stairwells that connect before and after, often creating a sense of unease. Yeah. Derived from the Latin limen, threshold, these spaces feel unsettlingly familiar, yet desolate, causing feelings of discomfort, nostalgia, or fear. Yeah, I mean, I can see why people have made games and things about it. Like, there is definitely a strange air around liminal spaces. These spaces are often associated with horror because they disrupt normal expectations of, for instance, a bustling, crowded area. I mean, I think even a bustling airport is slightly strange. Alright, we got all of our red ones done. I'm quite happy with the... Let me focus this. Yeah, I think I like the red numbers on the red dice, and they are more legible than I was thinking they were. I actually think they're almost more legible in real life than they are on camera, which sometimes is opposite, but they've got like a... I think maybe kind of the gold shimmer is a little bit more visible in real life. But I think those are all done. Next, the next one that I have like a set, I have a pretty solid idea for, is these ones. Oh, bless you, kitty cat. She just sneezed. Which are like space ones. They've got glitter, some of it gold, some of it silver, some little stars. Yeah, I think they're easier to read in person. Like the red feels lighter. The number of red feels a lot lighter in person. But yeah, so space ones. There's gold, there's silver glitter in there. I'm kind of thinking we do a mix of gold and silver to just kind of continue with the spacey theme. I could do like a sparkly blue, like a sparkly rainbowy blue. Could do just over here. Let me find it. I think that'd be too much. I think that'd be a little bit too hard to read on camera. There's this sparkly blue one. It's like that. I think gold and silver. I think it'd be fun to do gold and silver. I think it'll stand out a little bit better too. Alright, so we'll do one of these and then film it like we did with the others. So I think I'm gonna do like mostly silver maybe, and then just little like flecks of gold almost in there. So let's try it. Like I said, we'll do one of them, and then we can decide how we're feeling about it. So kind of a pretty blue color. Okay. So we're gonna do silver. I'll show you what I mean. Silver, and then a little bit of gold. Yeah, I think that will look pretty cool. So silver, but with like just a little bit of gold in there. I think that'll match the like stars and stuff really well. Yeah, I think I like that. It's a little bit weird, but I kind of like that it's a little bit weird. And I think it'll stand out and be legible. Yeah, I think it's, yeah. I think it is rather unique. I like that. I'll do a couple more. Oh, you can kind of see. It's a little far away, but you can kind of see what's going on there. I'll do a few faces and then I can show you. I noticed something strange when I was cleaning these. You know, I pulled them out of the polishing tumbler and went and put them in the sonic cleaner to clean them. And something kind of weird is that for some reason the all the gunk from the polishing tumbler and stuff really wanted to stay in all of the 7s. Not even the 17s, but just like the 7 sides for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, it's not in focus, but you can see the colors. I can put it in focus just like that. Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. The question is, does it look intentional? Do you think? Or does it just look like the paint's gone strangely, like, has gone weird? Do the whole die. Do the whole die and decide if I really don't. Weird in a good way, in an organic way. Okay, cool. Weird is fine as long as it looks intentional. Have you guys been up to any interesting projects lately? I've also obviously been up to cleaning, but... And the video that's taking me a long time. I'm thinking I might, I should maybe try and do some slightly simpler, more simply edited videos. They don't take me quite as long. I like doing weird experimental things, though. Also, just made that spring coaster earlier. That was pretty. I liked that. That was a pretty coaster. Although, who knows what season it is there. Sounds like your weather hasn't decided. Yeah, I think it's good. Have you been doing mostly coasters recently, or just all sorts of different things, and that's just what appealed to you on the day? Coasters and Crystals got plans to make a wind chime, though using chimes of one that got wrecked recently. That'll be cool. There's another resin artist that I ran into at some local craft fairs and things that did resin hanger. I don't know if they're actually chimes or not. They looked like wind chimes, you know what I mean? But I don't know if they actually had any bells on them, or if it was just kind of the aesthetic. But It was a good look. They look cool. Got a little bit more gold on this one. Why not? Nice silver. I'll say it does take a bit longer when you're switching back and forth between two colors. It's a cool look though. I'm liking it. I'm liking it more as I do it more, which I feel like is a good sign. I feel like it's a little bit concerning if you like it less as you do it more. Ah, all right. Good luck with the dishes, Cobra. Thanks for stopping by. It's nice getting to chat for a little bit. Just do a little bit. Gold. All right, last side. Okay, I think that's all the sides here. Now let's take a look at this real quick. Move it closer. I need to clean it up a little bit. Got paint all over the place, but trying to get it at such an angle. Yeah, I think I like that. I think it's fun. It matches the stars in there quite well. Oops. Just paint all over the place. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. Well, we've got a plan. Oops. Needs a little bit more paint in it. Okay. All right. Oh, yep, let me fix the focus again. I think I should film this one. Try to set it up so that you can see and I can see. Get another one done. Okay, I think I've got it set up. Okay, cool. Just trying to get a good angle on things. Let's pick a good one to do. I mean, they're all good ones, but one that really shows off the... Ooh, I think this one. It's got the stars all close. All right. me get some more silver paint. Okay. That was more silver paint than I needed on my brush. I need to look at my calendar and make sure I wrote in there to actually ship these. I mean, they'll get shipped, of course, but I should make sure I put it on my calendar. I was trying to work on my calendar the other day and just figured out, like, man, I work best when I've got, like, some sort of, like, plan, I guess. Some sort of actual schedule written out, and I know what I'm going to be working on when. And for some reason, it's just been eluding me lately. Trying to figure out what I should be working on. I'm like, I don't, like, when in doubt, I can always edit something, but it's like, is that what I should be working on right now? Or should I work on, like I was saying before, designing a Skillshare class? There's plenty of other things I should figure out, too. I wanted to figure out at one point multi-streaming between here on YouTube and Twitch, because I think I could do that now. But I need to look into it, because I don't really know too much about it. I have to say sorry, it's a little bit hard to talk when I've got a paintbrush in my mouth. Not that I should have a paintbrush in my mouth. It's not the safest place for that. I'm working with paint. Who knows what sort of terrible chemicals are in this paint? But, you know, force of habit. Really is force of habit to just, you know, I need somewhere to put my paintbrush. I'll just pop that in my mouth. Not the paint part, necessarily, you know, but, like, the handle. But still. Just seems easier somehow than trying to hold it. Just gonna do it again. I did it again! Yeah. I should maybe get some slightly different shots here. Let's, we'll zoom out a little bit. Ah, my red paint! No, I don't actually need that anymore. I finished with the red. Alright. Try to make sure I have this somewhere good on camera. You guys can see all right? Yep, and back into the mouth the paintbrush goes. Oh, there's still some paint there. Just off to the side where I didn't see it. let's see. What else have I been up to lately? Did I tell you guys about the, I would describe it as a nerdy-ass card game. It's probably the best way to describe it. There's this card game that... There was a copy of it at work. And really, just me and one of the other people that works there has taken to playing it. There's some days that are very slow, where there's, like, really not much for us to do. So, occasionally we get a chance to sit and not do much. But we've started playing this game. It's basically Scrabble, but cards. Like, that's it. That's the entire game, is Scrabble, but cards. You get, like, cards that have letters on them and combinations of letters. Like, not all of them are just, you know, the letter P. It might be like a CL or something like that. TH. I don't know if there's a TH card, actually. Might be. A QU. Anyways, you get all these cards that have letters and letter combinations on them. I don't know if there's any... Yeah, I think it's mostly blends, not digraphs. Anyways, I digress. And... I am like my coworker apparently was telling her friends about this game, and they said that is the most teacher-sounding game I've ever heard. It's like, yeah, it really is. But having a grand old time. I liked this game so much that I went and got a copy of it for myself, and I've been playing it with my grandma, because I meet up with her usually about once a week for tea. You know, we sit and chat and have tea. Yeah, I think that's good. It's a little bit more silver. But I've been far too into it's such a nerdy game. I've been far too into it. I'll try and angle you so you can see a little bit better. You can see at least what I'm doing. And that's the exciting life that I lead, is playing Scrabble cards, basically. If you ever wanted to know, have a glimpse into my life and the things I do for excitement. It's apparently a Scrabble-like card game, jigsaw puzzles. I like old people hobbies, I guess. I had the realization while I was at work, on Saturday. I think it might have been on Saturday, actually, which is kind of funny. I'll explain why in a second. But I had the realization that I think I am pretty okay at math. I get asked to help with math at work because it's kind of what my degree's in. I think part of the reason that I'm pretty okay at math is because I'm good at vocabulary, which just means that when I can't remember all of the rules for something, like exponents or whatever, I know enough about what things are called that I can look it up. And I mean, there's a certain amount of, you know, then understanding what things mean after I've looked it up, but very late to the party. It's all good. There's inking some things. I'm talking about math. Exciting things happening. I'm talking about Scrabble card games and math. That's what the stream has devolved into. Let's just talk about Scrabble and math and jigsaw puzzles and how I like old people things. But I was saying, though, that I think the reason I can do math is because I can do vocabulary. Like, I remember vocabulary for things. And so I know what to look up, because I don't remember. Yeah, I like math, too. Part of the reason that I was thinking about math is a friend is working on, studying for, like, an engineering test, and is trying to remember how to do calculus. Oof. Anyways, I was under the impression that I had forgotten all of my calculus. But he posted a math problem in the group chat with the solution page and was just like, how did they get from step 2 to step 3? We were all trying to figure out how they got from step 2 to step 3. So I went and was researching things yesterday and figured it out. And I was like, I'm so proud of myself. I remembered some of my calculus. Really wasn't expecting to remember any of it. If you asked me to do a derivative right now, I would not be able to do it. I'd need to look things up and remind myself how to do it. That is kind of the thing. Alright. That's good. But I enjoy math, too. That was kind of where the conversation I was having with my coworker the other day involving math and vocabulary came from. Because I mentioned that to her. She's like, man, I always hated proofs. I'm like, I always loved proofs. I am that weirdo who enjoyed doing proofs. I did a math class at one point, and there was 5 of us in the class. That's, gives you a sense of what the class was like. And it was, mathematical reasoning, that's what it was called. I was trying to remember what the class was called the other day when I was talking to her. But it was called mathematical reasoning, and it was basically about how math works as a concept, and it was all, like, proofs, and talking about, like, different sizes of infinity, and, like, all the, like, conceptual math stuff. I'm like, this is so cool. I love all this conceptual math stuff. 42, yes. It's been a long time since I've read those books. It's been a really, I do have all the Hitchhiker's Guide books, but it's been a long time since I've read them. Alright, so since you just joined, I can show you what we've done. We did these already. They look more subtle on camera, actually. Oh, let me change the focus, because I manually have that. But we've done these that have, with a very, like, it is subtle. It's like a red with, like, a gold shimmer to it. Like I said, I feel like it shows up better in person. Like, they're more readable in person. We're doing that. We did that already. And then we're working on some spacey ones. And I'm doing a weird thing with the colors on this. I'm doing kind of a mix of gold and silver. Oops, So I'm kind of doing, like, mostly silver with splotches of gold to kind of match the gold and silver stars and glitter on the inside. So that's what's happening with these. And that's what we're working on right now. I just got it filmed, so I don't need to worry about that. We can just worry about actually inking these now. And I've got 3 of them left. Oh man, I like Starry Night. Such a good painting. I like Van Gogh, to be fair. I'm very much a fan of, well, I mean, I like painting in general. I've mentioned before that that's really my artistic passion is painting, but, oh, it looks like a Starry Night. I see what you mean. Yes. You say Starry Night, and my first thought is the painting. Tells you where my head's at. This does probably look more like a Starry Night than the Starry Night, yes. But, what was I saying? Oh, Van Gogh. Yeah, I like paintings I like paintings with a loose style. I think that's really what it is. Like, I love things that have, like, that impasto, thick application of paint and very, like, loose and free brush strokes that look effortless. Or maybe a little bit, well, more, maybe is expressionist the right movement? Is it the expressionist art movement? Expressionist art. Expressionist paintings. Is this the right? Go to images. Maybe not quite. But yes. Yes, but no. But just the very loose and freestyle. I like, it took for such a long time. I feel like I'm better at it now, but I had so much trouble doing it as a painter. So as a kid, I think more so than anything. I for some reason, I did acrylic. And acrylic dries very fast. I think oil is more conducive to that sort of loose style, because it's... acrylic and oil painting are so completely different from each other, but anyways, I always wanted my paintings to be very neat, and like I would try and get it so that you couldn't see the texture of the canvas at all, and they had very clean edges. But I was always so like enthralled by loose and free paintings. I can do it more now. I think I might actually... do I have a painting on here? No. Well, I can do it more now. I kind of want to do some more painting. It's been a long time since I've done any. I've got a few ideas for paintings. It's just, you know, making the time for it. I'm kind of debating whether I should film doing paintings too. But I've got so many things on my filming to-do list. And a painting is one of them. My goodness, I've gotten... Speaking of painting, I've got paint everywhere. What have I done? Oh my goodness. So much silver paint. I'm just gonna set that in my water for a second. As I try and clear things off. I've got so much paint everywhere. Oh, what are you up to today, Selden? I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna do some never done too well with painting, even paint by numbers. What? Why not? Like, are you do you just end up with like paint everywhere? Do you end up with mixing up brown paint every time? Just relaxing, watching TV. Did a little yard work earlier. Nice. Yeah, I was saying that, earlier that I've decided that Saturdays are going to be my like cleaning days. So I was working on cleaning like the dining room yesterday and stuff. Dining room is in quotes, because I've rearranged things. When it comes to yard work, though, I am helpless. I've kind of given up on my yard. I'm glad there's no HOA, because I'd be in so much trouble if there was. My yard's just overgrown at this point. Honestly, my backyard, I like having overgrown. I think it's pretty. It's not very coordinated with things. That's fair. I bet if you did it a bunch, you know, it'd get easier. Like with anything, if you do it a whole bunch, it gets easier. It's just taking the time to do it that's, you know, hard. I feel like that's one of the hardest things with any art type thing, is just taking the time to learn something new or do something new. Because, like, the best way to get good at something is just to do it a ton. But, like, those beginning stages when you're not very good at it suck. I do think it's good to have... Here's my hot take of the day. I think it's good to have hobbies that you're not very good at sometimes. Or things that you know, that you take classes for, that you enjoy doing, that you're not very good at. That was part of the reason that I did voice acting classes during quarantine. Because I took the first one, and I went, oh, I'm actually not very good at this, but I'm enjoying it, it's fun. And I was like, I think that's healthy for me. I think it's healthy for me to do something that I think is fun and that I'm not very good at. You know, it's good to be able to enjoy something without having to be the best at it. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I can't imagine if I tried to pull out my trombone again. It's been years since I've played. I mean, I at least know how, you know... I imagine it's a bit like riding a bicycle. Like, I'm sure I don't have, like, great embouchure anymore. But I at least know how to hold and like, how to buzz my lips and things if I wanted to pick up a trombone. I mean, I've got two of them downstairs, actually. I really should pull them out and clean them at the very least. Because they have just kind of been sitting in their cases for a few years. I will say that that's another one of those things where I was never very good at it, but I enjoyed it. And that was very much a case of I didn't put the time and the effort in to get good at it. Yeah. There's so many different things that I enjoy doing. I think that's part of my problem to a certain extent, is there's so many things that I want to do that I don't have enough time to put towards any one of them. And then conversely, like, if I do try to do stuff, I try to put all my eggs in one basket. Not very good at your sax, but you love playing it. Cats don't really like it, though. Man, sorry, this is sort of related to the sax, sort of not. It has to do with your cats not liking it. First of all, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I bet if I pulled out my trombone, they'd be like, "What is going on?" They'd be freaking out. Except for the cat that is currently asleep behind me on the chair. And I say that, like, I've thought for a long time. Oh, by the way, if you didn't see, there's a cat here. Scoot back on my chair. Anyways, I thought for a long time that this cat back here was deaf. I don't think she is anymore. But I think maybe she just doesn't care. But but like yesterday when I was cleaning, I was vacuuming out the shoe rack that I was moving to the room previously known as the dining room. Because there was all sorts of cat hair just inside of it. And she was just loafed next to me watching. The other cats were like gone immediately. They were not happy, and she was like nodding off, loafed right next to me. She does not care about loud noises. She does care about like lights. And it's very funny because she loves to sleep in my brother's room. And he'll sometimes turn the lights off for her when she comes in, which is very funny to me. But like, if she's sleeping in there and you turn on an overhead light, she will just look up at you with the most like bleary-eyed and mad expression. She's very good at glaring. She's got a good glare on her. Here. I think I need to clean all of these. They've all got stuff all over them. What have I done here? Apparently, got a bunch of paint on there. Oh, but point being, I bet if I pulled out my trombone, this cat would not care. She would not care at all. The other cats would probably be freaking out. You know, it's been long enough. Some of these cats might not have even heard me ever play the trombone. It really has been years since I pulled it out. Can do a stream something to I can't think what it is, like some sort of stream goal to get me to pull out the old trombone on the stream. I Yeah, I did trombone through middle school and high school, which was a lot of fun. It's a fun instrument to play. I always gave two different reasons for why I decided to do trombone as far as instruments go. And one of them was that it was bigger than I was, basically. I was very small all through school. My mom did talk me out of the tuba, I will say, which is probably for the best. But yeah. I don't know why oh, my light! I don't know why I really liked the idea of having a musical instrument that was, like, the same size I was, but I did. Let me steal this so I can plug this in. So close. Ah! I'm pulling on things. Oh no. All my cables. But that was reason number one. And the other reason was, that I gave was that it had one moving part. Because I always said that, like, the people that can do, like, drum set or piano or things where you have to move, like, a whole bunch of different, like, limbs or your fingers at the same time, I'm like, that seems difficult. That seems like something that's not gonna be great for me. So I chose something that had one moving part. Took up the saxophone a little over 10 years ago. You wanted to play a musical instrument, decided on the sax because of an old song. Nice. I mean, it's a good instrument. I don't know as much about reed instruments, but it's fun. Is it like, are you doing like tenor? Or alto? Probably alto sax, right? I don't know why I was thinking tenor. Be an alto sax. That'd be the classic, I would imagine. It's been so long since I've done... It sounds familiar and I can't think of... Is it about Sherlock Holmes? That does sound familiar, though, the name. Oh, it is tenor, okay. My favorite was always jazz. That was all, like, jazz band was always my favorite to play. It was so much fun. It was also, I did also do pit orchestra one year. And that was also really fun. Although it became very obvious to me that Cole Porter hates the pit orchestra. My goodness, was that stuff difficult. That was for our high school did anything goes. We had a grand old time in the pit, though. We were having a blast. But the music was difficult. Weird time signatures, weird keys. Hello. How's it going? We're talking about musical instruments at the moment. I should put a note at the top. Yeah. Just a reminder to switch to live chat instead of top chat if you want to see all of the conversation going on. It's good. I'm excited. The dicing is going good. I'm chopping things up into little cubes. I'm excited that I'm almost caught up on all of these Patreon D20s. These are the last ones that I need to do, and then I'll be caught up pretty much. I've poured the ones for February. I think I still need to sand and polish those. But I'm caught up with everything. I had 7 different dice that I needed to do, and these are the last three ones of them. We're working on some spacey ones at the moment. I'll show you. I can show you the ones we've done already of these spacey ones. Let me change the focus. They're all spacey. I'm doing a mix of gold and silver to match the stars and the glitter in there. So we're doing weird inking on this. Whoa, just whatever I can get my hands on. So for these red ones that we did before, I use a folk art color shift. Silver here, apparently a deco art. Folk art. I use a lot of folk art. I feel like folk art ones tend to work well for me. And plus they have fun color shift ones. Fun color shift colors. They have a satisfying clacking noise. They really do. But I kind of use whatever I have. I've got a bunch of different, I don't know if you can kind of see up here. That's a bunch of different paints. All up here. Alright, let's finish this. But yeah, we were talking about musical instruments. And how it's been years since I've played my trombone. And I was never very good at it. But I did do pit orchestra 1 year in high school, which was very fun. That was the lead up to the conversation that you came in the middle of. And that Cole Porter hates me personally, even though I like Cole Porter's musicals. I probably still know all the words to Anything Goes, actually. But I don't need copyright struck for a perfect rendition of it. And I think it was the next year that I was in the school musical. Just part of the ensemble, but that was fun. I feel like back when I was doing theater stuff, I felt like I was good at it. And now looking back, I'm like, I was never very good at the theater stuff. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of theater type things and learned keyboard in school, and you weren't very good at it. Oh, for some reason I was thinking typing. Yeah, keyboard. At least when you were in the school orchestra, you could just turn down the keyboard volume. Yeah. Yeah, just play quieter and hope that the band director's listening to the person next to you. Yeah. I know that feeling. I always sucked at sight reading, to be fair. It's like I can't track the notes fast enough on the page. Yeah, I don't know why my first thought was like a typing class. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone yesterday, day before yesterday, about, oh yeah, no, it was on Friday. I got asked to fill in at work on Friday at basically our sister location. And my Friday plans had been canceled. So, it worked out. I was talking to the folks over there. And I was saying that I didn't realize that I could type without looking. I mean, I had a desk job, so I did a lot of typing, but I didn't realize that I could type without looking until I looked at my keyboard and realized that I had worn the letters off of it because I'd been doing so much typing. I hadn't even noticed. To be sure, if you look at my keyboard now, I'm missing some of the letters. I could show you in a second. Let me do another side here. Oh my gosh, she's moved. Thank goodness I can sit all the way back. Oh, I can sit in my chair again. There was a cat behind me on the seat. I couldn't scoot all the way back. I was stuck at the front of my chair. Used simple keyboard as a teenager, but never really got too good at it. Enjoyed it though. Then in the military, started learning guitar. Stopped after you got out. Yeah. And now you're doing saxophone. I have just realized that that's probably why your username is Saxman Selden. Don't know why I didn't put that together. Didn't for some reason. Didn't occur to me at all that it had anything to do with the saxophone. Don't know why. Yeah, so anyways, my keyboard now, interestingly, I've mostly worn off the WASD. Don't look at how dirty it is. It's so gross, but I've worn off the WASD keys. On my one at work, not my current job, but my previous job, where I did all the typing, I'd worn off the E key. And honestly, it works out fine. I will say occasionally with my keyboard here, like if I'm actually typing, it's fine. If I need to just hit like one key, I have to sit there and think about it. I guess like, oh, I need to do, you know, the letter S. I'm like, oh gosh, where is it? I hit the wrong one. But if I'm sitting there typing, it's fine. Man, I need to clean these off. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, last one of these, and then we'll decide on colors for our last D20s. Because I'm not, the last set are the ones that I'm least sure about colors on. I don't know what colors I want to do. Cat hair there. Need a little bit more gold, I think. Just a little bit. Going for mostly silver. As for music nowadays, I do enjoy singing. That's probably... I never learned keyboard, or... I feel that's... I mean, I will say, it's kind of a bummer that I didn't learn an instrument where I could sing and play at the same time, like keyboard or guitar. Probably would have been a good choice, because I do like singing. I suppose I could pick it up now, but that's again a case of I gotta make the time to do it. I'm not gonna make the time to do it. I know I'm not. Alright. Have I tried singing while playing the trombone? I have. It's very difficult. I did know there was there's a couple of guys when I was in high school who could play the tuba and sing at the same time. So they could do, there's two of them, and so they would do full, you know, chords just between them. Yeah, I sing in the car a lot. I mean, I also just sing. I was definitely that, well, I still am to a certain extent, but I was that kid that would just randomly break into song. The amount of times that I'm, like, editing something, like editing a video, and if I have audio, there'll be moments where, like, I'm going through the footage, and there'll be space kind of, like, in between when I'm working on something. I'm like, oh, okay, I was gonna cut out this audio. More often than not, I'm humming to myself. Just some tune, whatever was playing on the radio, or, you know. I think my mom's like that, though, too. Just the Disturbed version. Not the Simon and Garfunkel version? I do like Simon and Garfunkel. Man, I don't think I could. Here. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. As a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. I mean, fair. Yeah. Honestly, it's just a good song. Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of like music that I enjoy. I definitely got my music taste somewhat from my parents, and that's because, you know, the first music that I had was the CDs from my parents' like music collection that I went and took and like downloaded onto the computer and put on my iPod. So I grew up with a lot of Queen and Journey and ABBA and oops, I just absolutely got paint all of them. Simon and Garfunkel. Who else? Oh, why doesn't that come through? Oh, let's see. Is that just some kitchen towel that you're using to wipe the excess paint off? It's not, actually. This is a slightly sturdier material. They're white rags. They're basically disposable shop towels. They're so useful for so many things. Because they're quite a bit sturdier than just a paper towel. It's kind of like in between a fabric and a paper almost. Like, it's definitely paper, but it's thicker. Oh, and let's see, I grew up on a lot of musicals. Definitely a lot of musicals as well. Here's a question for you guys. So not necessarily what do you listen to now, but like what sort of music did you grow up on? Because, I mean, I wasn't hanging out in the 80s, but I grew up on a lot of 80s music because that's what my parents had CDs of. Did you guys go out and like buy CDs of things that you'd heard elsewhere? Did you also listen to a lot of, you know, music from your parents? Where did you get your music tastes from? Were you part of some sort of you know, music subculture? There's today's question for you guys. Is where did your music tastes come from? Nice, easy question, yeah. I'm sure. Oh, we're almost done. Oh my gosh, I've got so much paint on my fingers, it's not wiping off of the dye. You got music taste mostly from your best mate and his sisters, metal and rock. Yeah, I guess Friends is that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess, let's see, oh, no, not the skin. I definitely got rock from, like, rock and folk, I think, from my parents. I feel like I got some, like, pop punk and stuff from Friends, growing up. Yeah, that's fair. But also, I like all sorts of different kinds of music. I don't have 2 more sides, I think? 2 more sides, I think. Hi, Koshi. What are you doing here? You almost never come out when I'm streaming because you don't like me talking. She seems to take personal affront to me making any noise in here whatsoever. Here's a second here. Oh, we do this and then I'll read your question. Let's see, top 5 favorite artists or what usually comes up in your Shopify Wrapped, etc. What do you mean? Are you asking what I'm asking for? All right, I think those are all done. Just get those out of the way. We can look at them all together. Woo! If I don't drop them all. I need to clean them off a little bit. They've got some paint on them, but... Oh, which bands do I think I listen to the most? I mean, to be fair, I mostly listen to the radio nowadays, so I end up listening to a lot of pop music. But, who do I listen to the most now? What do I listen to? You know, I feel like I've stopped curating my own music now to a certain extent. I mostly just listen to the radio in my car. And that's just because, I mean, I end up with a lot of the same stuff over and over again, but that does mean I do get new things. Although I like listening to like I like listening to the classic rock station too. So I don't know who I listen to the most nowadays, really. If we're looking back though, Queen, Journey, ABBA, maybe Fleetwood Mac. I do like Fleetwood Mac. Been in kind of a Fleetwood Mac mood somewhat recently. Don't know. Let me think on that. Okay, so we have got one more set of these D20s, and I need to decide on a color for the numbers. I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to do. We've got some blue and some gold and some pink. There's a lot of gold, like, in here, so I don't necessarily want to do yellow. I was thinking white. Oh, my camera doesn't know how to color correct these. But I was thinking white, either like a flat white or a shimmery white, or I do have a shimmery white that kind of shimmers pink. Don't look at this part. Look at this part. You can't really see the pink, but it shimmers pink. But I'm open to other ideas too. I think I want to move away from the yellow a bit, because there's a lot of yellow in here already. So I want to kind of pull these towards maybe more of a blue or a pink or something. I could do like a light blue or something. Let me look at these a second with some of these colors. I mean, I think that the flat white will pop really nicely. Because we've got, these are all pearl colors in here, right? They're all micas, they're all shimmery. So I do feel like the flat non-shimmery color might pop more than the shimmery ones. So I'm kind of leaning towards just a flat white color. What do you guys think though? Not 100% sold. Drink some tea for a second while I wait for you to actually hear my question because of the delay. I need to go back and finish. I This is a mug that I made a while back. If I had a little bit more time, I would have done an extra layer of paint on it. It's a little bit thin and streaky. But I have a mug that I started painting, and I need to go back and finish painting. White or pink, you reckon? Yeah, I could do like a really pale pink. Actually, I have... Oh, you know what I do have? I do have... I don't know if I like that, though. Pull down a couple of other things here. I do have this pink that is pink and then shimmers blue. Could do that. Yep, no worries. Could do pink, shimmers blue. Kind of matches the pink in there a little bit. I do have a flat pink we could do. I pulled out a couple of blue colors too. This might be a little bit dark, but this one's maybe a little bit closer to the blue in there. You're thinking the pink that shimmers blue? Is that what you're thinking, Edster? Let me tell you what, we're gonna do two of these next to each other. I'm gonna do one with the flat white. I'll do one with the pink that shimmers blue. We can see what we think of them. Maybe do like a 7. 7's always a good one to get paint back out of if I don't like it. So. Yeah, we'll see. It might be slightly the wrong pink color. I don't know. Or it might not show up very well. It might be kind of the wrong pink color. But let me fill it in and then we can decide. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Just getting some of this paint out of here. Okay. Okay, let's try the flat white. Let me try the flat pink real quick too. I think it's a slightly warmer pink than this other pink. Yeah, I kind of think the white pops, yeah. But here, we'll look at all 3 of these together. Let me change the focus real quick. How can I hold these so you can see all of them? Yeah, because I feel like this one's maybe almost a little bit too cool tone. It almost feels purple with the pink and the blue, so I don't feel like it works quite right. I could see doing the pink. The white does pop the best, I think. Should I try one with the blue? I'm gonna take out the shimmery pink because I don't think the tone is quite right. I think the idea of the shimmery pink is fun, but I don't think it looks quite right. That might be too cool of a blue. We'll find out in a second. Actually, I might go for the darker one that's a little bit warmer. Yeah, bye-bye, shimmery pink. We'll find the perfect dye for you someday. Let me try blue. We'll just see. Why not? Here, I'll get all these up for you guys again. I mean, the white definitely stands out the best, but what do we think? What looks the best? I don't think the blue. I don't think the blue's quite right. I don't mind the pink, like I said. I think I am still leaning towards the white, just because it you like all three of these? Yeah, I like all of these. I feel like are not bad options, but I think I'm leaning towards the white just because I think it reads the easiest. Yeah. All right, we're in agreement. Let me clear out these other two. The pink is nice. I do like the pink. The pink's not bad, but I think the white is my favorite. I like a nice neutral I like a nice neutral color, I feel like, for the faces, for the numbers more often than not. When in doubt, I go for like a metallic, like a silver or a gold or white. Sometimes it's fun to do a contrasting color. I think there's some really pretty dice that people have done where they do like a completely unrelated color that's like just so opposite, and it just looks, it pops, it looks really cool, but I don't think that's quite how this set of dice is gonna operate the best. Okay, so we'll do this one all with all white. I've never done a die where every number is a different color. I mean, not every number. I've done like dice where there was rainbow numbers, but I don't know that's every, like, I think that only had like 7 colors. So, you know, that's, I didn't do 20 different colors on a 20-sided die. But I have done multicolored sides. Definitely. I did a set of matte black dice at one point where every number was 2 different colors, like it was half one color, half another, and it was all like random. That one, I think, let me see if I can find that actually. I might be able to find that, a picture of that. It was a while back. A long while back. I don't know if I'll be able to find that. The pictures. I've gone too far, I think. She's yelling again. She's yelling again. I don't need her to be yelling again, but she's yelling again. That cat does love to yell. Nope, those are rainbow dice. I might have to continue looking later. I feel like it's somewhere in here, though. Why do I feel like I'm slowly hypnotizing myself? You are getting very sleepy as I scroll through all of these, all these pictures of... Oh, wait, here they are. Let me find a good picture here. It's like my white paint is, drying. Okay, just a second here. Let me set this down for a moment. Because I did find... Yeah, here we go. I wonder if I can just drag and drop onto here. Ah! This moment here, I've made this gigantic. And apparently I can just drag and drop pictures onto that, so that's nice. But there you go. There's a set of dice I did a long while back. It was a long time ago. Where every number was 2 different colors, and I just kind of picked 2 random colors out of a bunch of them. I did really like that set. I thought that turned out really fun. And they're just matte black dice. You can do so much with matte black dice. Like, if you do matte black dice with, like, gold numbers, they're so classy looking. You do, like, matte black dice, you do, like, rainbow colors, and they're so, like, bright and poppy. Matte black dice are so versatile. Alright, let me put that away. Alright. So I have done stuff like that before. Yeah, I like that set too. I should do, I think I might even have some black dice that I made a long while ago that I have never got around to, like, sanding. That the plan was to turn them into matte black full sets of dice. Maybe I'll do that and do some more rainbow numbers and things. I probably should work on getting some more dice into my shop and such. It's been a while since I've added dice to my shop. I've added other things somewhat recently. I haven't really announced it much anywhere, though. I'm wondering if I should go back to social media a little bit. Maybe just pick, like, one social media site to post to. I'll be honest, it would be a weird choice, but it'd probably be Tumblr. For a couple different reasons. But that'd probably be the site that I would go back to posting on if I was gonna post to a social media site. I don't know that it would generate the most traffic, but it is where I had the most followers. And also the social media that I use the most anyways, which is incriminating, but, you know. Forgot about Tumblr. It is old. I enjoy seeing, like, fan art and stuff like that. So I feel like Tumblr's a good place to see all of the fun fan art and things like that. And really strange old memes. That seems to be what it's for. Pretty sure they are having their yearly celebration of Caesar getting stabbed today. I think that's what's happening today on Tumblr. Because it is the Ides of March, right? I think. So they're having their Caesar stabbing celebration over on Tumblr. But no, so I posted for a while there. I was posting to social media. I had like 4 different social media sites, and I'd post basically the same thing to all of them at once. And I kind of just gave up on social media because my goodness, it's a lot of work to try and stay on top of all of it. And then it's like, well, I don't think anyone's really seeing this stuff anyways. But I think probably I got the most engagement on Tumblr. And I had the most followers on Tumblr when it came to all of my dice stuff. So if I was going to go back to a social media, it might be that. I'm still in my my mode of what do I want to, I'm always like evaluating and reevaluating what I'm doing with my dice stuff. Doesn't mean that I'm fixing anything with it, but you know, but like it's like, what do I want to be doing? Do I want to be doing, you know, in-person shows? Do I want to be selling dice? Do I want to be making videos? I'm always trying to think through that stuff and figure out like what exactly do I actually want to do. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think it's good with the white. The white looks nice. Let me change the focus. I think the white pops. I think it's good. Just throw that in there for now. Alright, I do need to film this one as well. So let's get some of that filmed. Do I have a clean spot on here? Not really. Let's see here. Oh, let me fix the focus. Yeah, that'll work. Scoot this over so I can actually reach it without having to go across and cast weird shadows on my die here. The thing that I'm thinking about doing at the moment, I think I posted about this in the Discord a little bit, was I'm thinking I might try and figure out how to do like a Skillshare class. I don't really know too much about it, and whether, I don't know, people, I'm very curious about people who have tried it, tried Skillshare, or have opinions on it. But I'm thinking that might be fun. I'll of course still do YouTube videos, but it could be fun to branch out. It's not branching out too much, it's still videos showing how to do crafts, but, you know, might have a slightly different audience, which is always good. I probably should polish up some of the many sets of raw dice that I have, too. And get some things put in my shop. Because I have a lot of sets of raw dice. I mean, I could just put some sets of raw dice in my shop, too. I have a few in there already, but could sort through all my stuff and see if there's more. But I want to just offload, as it were. The thing I don't know what to do with now is, I'll show you in a second, but then we ink this die. I zoom out a little bit. Is a bunch of raw dice that I have. I've got like a whole container of just miscellaneous raw dice, and it's because I used to take them to you know, in-person shows, and people could dig through them and pick out ones that they wanted. But since I'm not really doing in-person shows now, it's like, what do I do with all of these? How do I give people a chance to choose, you know, to actually get things? I was thinking, one of the other things I was debating doing, it was, selling some of my non-dice things in a, like, consignment shop type deal. or, you know, a place where I get a space and then you can sell things there. Like, I know someone who owns a couple of antique stores. And would probably be down for, you know, renting me a space type thing. But I think I'd need to have enough stuff for that. One of the ideas that I can't remember if I talked about this. Oh, my music has run out. That's fine, honestly. Oh. I don't mind taking my headphones off for a minute. And we're almost done anyway. So we can exist without music for a bit. I could start it over. I don't know. Do you guys want music back? You can let me know. One of the ideas that they kind of gave me, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, or I could do something similar to that, was, they were talking about, like, jars of buttons. I'm gonna zoom in now. Because they were saying that there's, like, a market for, like, jars of, like, color-sorted buttons. And I was like, I could basically go to, you know, estate sales and thrift stores and look through all their stuff and just get as many buttons as I possibly can and then sort them into jars. I'm like, I could do that. That'd be fun. I would enjoy doing that. I like sorting arbitrary things. But I was thinking about it too. I was like, I could get other things besides buttons. Like, just get a bunch of random little things, little trinkets and such, and make, like, little, like, curio, like, jars of miscellaneous curio that are maybe, like, themed around similar things. You know, I could do a beach-themed one that has shells and sea glass and, I don't know, different things that feel beachy, and I don't know if anyone would be interested in those, but I think it'd be really fun to make. I just enjoy making them. Yes, hello, kitten. Why are you yelling? Alright, there we go. We got that one. Get that out of the way. We don't have to film anymore. Ugh. We've got another one done. Yes. Let me move a closer. Oh. Yay! Yeah. I think the white was a good choice. Hello! Why are you yelling at me? Ooh. Why are you yelling at me, Not? I mean, honestly, the problem at the moment is money. I'm trying to figure out ways to pay the bills. And I absolutely could. I mean, it's true. I might as well, right? I will say probably. Let's see. Let me think about this. Best that happens, they sell well. That'd be nice, and I have fun. Worst that happens, I end up with a crap ton of buttons and other random trinkets. Also, the other thing is I'd need to actually put the time and effort in to go to places to look for these things. So I'd need to actually, like, look into estate sales and go to thrift stores and all of that stuff and actually go places and do things. Which I can do, I just have to actually think about doing it. I don't know what's happened to me. I've become so much more of, like, a homebody. I think part of it's just, like, it takes effort to figure out the plan to go out. I'm like, I don't want to have to figure out what the plan is for me leaving the house. It's like, where am I going? What am I doing? Like, it feels like there's more steps than there actually are. I always get stuck when I feel like there's more steps than there actually are. But I'm wondering if, because I know that there's, like, not, I guess it's I don't know if it's a company or what, but there's a group that sneak into the cloakroom at a gig or concert or opera or something and steal everyone's fancy buttons. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I have an inn at the Seattle Opera House, so I can reach out to my my inn over there. Steal all the buttons. No, I do think it would. I feel like estate sales would be the place to go, right? Looking at all of the what's the word I'm looking for? It's not haberdashery, right? Is that what it's called? What do you call all of the textile knickknacks? I think it's haberdashery. Haberdashery. Oh look, I'm already on the Merriam-Webster website. No, that's men's clothing stuff. What is sewing notions? Is that what it's called? No. What is it called? Oh yeah, it could be notions. Sewing notions. Small useful items. Sundries. Don't know where to find buttons here in the UK. Do you have like I don't know, thrift stores, or I would assume that you'd have some sort of craft supply. Like random ones? Yeah, that's fair. Well, so estate sales, what I was going to say is I feel like estate sales would be the place to go. So that's, I don't know. Are estate sales a very US thing? I don't know. But basically when someone dies, their family will take what they want, and then they'll pretty much just open up the house and sell everything that they don't want. But I was gonna say, I know that there are like, I don't know if it's a company or a group or what, that will run these so that the family doesn't have to. So basically they can hire this group to come in and basically price everything and actually worry about, running that sale. And so it's kind of like a yard sale sort of vibe, but it is like an entire house and everything in it. Like, well, not the house itself necessarily, but everything in the house. So I'm wondering if there is like a local group that helps run those. You don't think that's a thing there? Yeah, I don't know if it's just I don't even know if it's a whole US thing or if it's just a thing here. I don't know. Someone else that is maybe in other parts of the US could chime in, or elsewhere. Hasn't happened to anyone you know who's died, at least. To be fair, I don't think it's happened to anyone that I know that's died either, but I have been to estate sales. So I've seen, signs. People put out signs like they do for yard sales. People just put like a box at the corner of the road that says yard sale this way. And I've seen that for like estate sales as well. Like I said, it's the same sort of vibe as a yard sale, except the entire house instead of just stuff out in the yard. Do you guys do yard sales much? Or is that a pretty US American thing too? But yes, it's not happened to anyone that I've known personally, I don't believe. You do car boot sales? Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Probably kind of a similar thing. Or is that more like a flea market sort of? I don't know. I imagine that's probably similar. I suppose we wouldn't call that there. We'd have to call it a car trunk sale. Alright, is that all the sides? Yes. Alright, 2 more. Drive to field and everyone just sells stuff out of the back of their cars. That feels like maybe more of a flea market sort of vibe. Because, so flea markets are usually more a bunch of stalls all together where people are selling a bunch of random stuff. Oh, I bet you can find some hidden gems. Yeah, same sort of thing with yard sales here. Because yard sales, you go to the yard sale, like, people put things out in their front yards, so in front of their houses, and then put up signs, and you go and you can follow signs basically to go find this person's house and wander through their front yard, the front garden, and they'll have a bunch of things out on tables and stuff like that. And you can find some real hidden, usually it's for super cheap, which I imagine is probably similar with a car boot sale. But usually it's, you know, one family type thing. What's beautiful? Beautifully pronounced. Car boot sale. Dude. Or what was I saying? What did I say? I don't remember what I said. Again, the problem of the delay. Front garden, yes. You got. I feel like if you're saying front garden, you gotta say it with the accent. Otherwise, in the front garden, like it sounds weird in an American accent because we don't say front garden. That is not a thing that you say in the U.S. I just watch far too much British television. We call things yards. We don't call them gardens. Unless it's like a vegetable garden or flower garden. Like a garden is like usually a plot of land that where you are growing something specific, like either flowers or food. And then any like swath of I mean, we got a lot of grass here, and so those are yards, front yard. If you were talking, if you said talking about your front garden here in the U.S., you would assume that there's a vegetable garden in someone's front yard. That'd probably be it, or it's the flower garden that's in the front yard. It wouldn't be the entire space. I think that's where that delineation is. But yes, so but yard sales take up the entire, not the entire, but you know, the whole front yard with a bunch of fold out tables, random stuff on them. And you can get things for super cheap that people are trying to get rid of. But yes, I think probably estate sales and thrift stores would be the best place to find a bunch of random buttons and things like that. Yeah, I think your equivalent would be the car boot sale. Which honestly sounds more convenient, because then, like, it's all in one place. Thanks. I appreciate the support in my button hunting. We'll see if I pursue that. I might. As I think about it more, I'm like, this does sound fun. It does sound fun to go hunting for random buttons and other small I mean, I'm just a sucker for small trinkets, to be fair. I do think that estate sales could be a place for other weird small curio as well, which could be fun. I mean, thrift shops and things. I feel like I don't really go to thrift shops. I can't talk thrift shops much anymore. I have an ex-roommate that I used to go with, but find a button, you know, yes, I appreciate it. If you find a singular button, you can mail it to me. I'm sure that will be very cost effective. At one point, this is unrelated to buttons, I guess. At one point I was debating trying to figure out like a P.O. box so that people could send me random things to like put in resin. Or we could do some sort of stream thing, maybe. Where people send things to me and then we on stream we try out putting them in resin. I think that'd probably be easier than trying to do videos, but I don't think well, one, I have some random things that I should try putting in resin at some point. already, some of which were sent to me by people, and I haven't. But also, I don't know how many people would want to send me random things to put in resin. I don't know if that's quite my channel vibe. Alright, there's the next one. Right, one more. Last one. So I'm not going to be streaming arts and crafts stuff. I'm not going to be doing dice stuff next week. Yeah, that was really it. P.O. boxes cost money. I don't think it would be worth it financially to get one. But anyways, I was saying next week I'm not going to be. Oh my gosh, she's screaming again. Such a loud, screamy cat. I'm not going to be streaming here on this channel. No, there will be a stream. I'm not streaming here on this channel, though. I'm going to stream over on my other channel. I could find a link to that, I suppose. Should I find a link to my other channel? I don't use it much. I use it occasionally, mostly just to stream. How do I want to do this? I use it mainly to stream, let me see if I can, yeah, there we go. I'll put that in the chat. I'll probably also, make a community post. But I'm going to stream over on that channel next week. I'm going to be playing, a game with some friends, just as like a birthday stream type thing. Hanging out with some friends will be fun. We occasionally will do that instead of arts and crafts for streams. Hello. I do kind of wish I used that channel more. I just don't make. I'm trying to put all my time into this YouTube channel, so I don't really do much with it. Yes, there's a cat here yelling at me. Oh, yeah, my birthday's on Thursday, 19th. So it's coming up. So we're doing just kind of like I mean, we were talking about playing anyways. What? Why are you yelling? I'm just going to grab your face. Oh, hello, sweetheart. Okay. But that's our excuse. Thanks. But yes, our excuse is birthday stream, but really we wanted an excuse to hang out and play a game. So we're gonna do that next week. That's the 22nd, right? Yes, we're gonna do that next weekend. Over on that other channel. You guys are of course welcome to come hang out, and chat and things. And it should be a good time. We always have a fun time goofing off and playing around. And it is actually a couple of other dice makers as well, if that sweetens the pot at all. It's one of my mods for my Discord and YouTube channel here. And then a couple of other dice makers. And then I think my brother might also join us, if I get him the information. So there might be 5 of us. And I'll of course post that link in my Discord as well. But okay. Come on. Such a small little area on my symbol here that it doesn't want to go in there. Yeah! It'd be nice if you could come hang out. And then I don't know what we'll do the weekend after that. Might be some sanding or might be pouring resin. It really depends. I need to kind of figure out what I need to get done. And if there's nothing I really need to get done, maybe we'll figure out some sort of just fun, art project that we can do in one sitting. Be kind of fun to do try and follow like a Bob Ross tutorial or something. I haven't done that before. And that could be a fun stream activity. It'd require a lot of me stopping and starting the video, I'm sure. Which would probably work out, because I feel like those aren't very long tutorial videos of his. But break out the oil paints. Try and paint along. I do like that idea for a stream at some point. It is really fun painting with oil paints, I will say. I didn't do it until I took a painting class, literally in I might actually have a Bob Ross wig that I could pull out. Just grab my. Hello. We're almost done, Selden. I'm just finishing up the last die now. I was letting people know that I'm not gonna be streaming on this channel next weekend. I'm gonna be streaming on my other channel, playing games with some friends. And then we were saying it might be. I was debating doing a stream at some point. Oh, okay, I get you. So you're all caught up then. But yes, I might have a wig I could use for Bob Ross. That we might be able to make that happen. All right, I think that's everything. I'm gonna make sure that's closed. We can show off all the stuff we did. Hey! Yeah, like I said, I really should use that channel more. I'm making all the videos for this channel. If I ever had more time. I just need more hours in the day. Okay, let's look at these. Oops, where's my cursor? There it is. So there's those. Ooh, pretty. And then we have, we'll go in reverse chronological order of inking them. And I do still need to clean these up because I have paint everywhere, but we've got our starry ones with our gold and our silver. Yeah, they are very candy floss. I feel like the white really worked for those ones. Like I said, I need to clean them up, but we've got our Starry Night ones. And then we've got our roses with our more subtle ink, which shows up better. Starfield? That's a good name. Again, the ink on these ones is a lot more distinct in person. It looks, there's cat hair on there. It's a lot easier to see the numbers in person. So much cat hair everywhere. But we've got our little roses in there. And that's those are all the ones that we made today. So yeah, I don't know if I can fit all of these in one hand. Yay! So thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm quite happy with how all of these turned out. I like how different they all are. Oh, trying to focus again. There we go. Look at all those chickens. Hopefully I will see you guys next weekend. Like I said, over on my other YouTube channel, playing games with some friends. And I should be back over here the week after. Yes, hello, Screamy Girl. The Screamy Girl is here to scream. Don't drink my paint water. But that's gonna do it for today. We got everything done. Woo! I'm so excited. This is the last of the Patreon dice that I needed to do. So I'm all caught up now. And we can start working on some other things. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys hopefully next week.